Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
The stories in the news today remind me of the sentiments of almost 50 years ago, when many young black people felt that policing for them was unfair.
During that time period, being black in America meant that you didn't walk down the street with the same sense of safety and the same sense of privilege as a white person.
There was absolutely no difference in the way the police treated us in Mississippi than they did in California. They may not have called you nigger every day, but they treated you the same way they did in Mississippi.
The police jump on you, beat you up, put the gun at your head. This is what we were going through on a daily basis.
I'm tired of it. I'll stay here as long as I have to.
Now, as then, the need for change is real. Nearly every black man I know has a story about an encounter with the police. I myself have been stopped, searched, and had a gun put to my head for no rational reason.
There.
One response to police brutality in 1966 was the founding of the Black Panther Party for self-defense.
We use the Black Panther as our symbol because of the nature of a panther. A panther doesn't strike anyone, but when he's assailed upon, that he'll back up first. But if the aggressor continues, then he'll strike out.
When I first met Huey and Bobby, they were in the process of forming an organization for primarily self-defense. We didn't plan to have a nationwide organization or anything like that. We were organized and dealing with the problems in Oakland.
In 1966, California law allowed civilians to carry loaded weapons as long as they were not concealed, as do many states today. And the newly formed Black Panther Party took advantage of the law.
The California Penal Code Section 12020 through 12027, and also the Second Amendment of the Constitution guarantees the citizen a right to bear arms on public property.
Huey said we're going to carry our guns and we're going to follow the police. And if they stop someone, we're going to stop. We're going to maintain a legal distance. And we're going to observe these so-called law officers in the performance of their duty.
While you're coming around the corner, just stay facing the way you are.
We would stop. We would get out of the cars. We would walk up to the scene. Those who had rifles would carry them in the open, clearly visible.
We would stand at a distance where the police couldn't say they were interfering with their arrest or their detention of the individual, and make sure that there was no brutality.
The police were confronted by citizens who were not just voicing their opinions, but were armed.
They would take the weapon and pass it across like this, and it would sweep right over the officer.
No one would do anything until a policeman ejected around in the chamber. Then we would all eject rounds in the chamber. And all up and down the street, you could hear this clackety clack, 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 clack.
And then when the traffic stop or the incident's over, they bring the weapon down across by you like this and get back in their car and drive off. It was pretty intimidating.
The Black Panther Party spread quickly, partly because young African Americans across the country had similar experiences with the police.
We would get calls from Atlanta, Nashville, Raleigh, North Carolina, from Washington, D.C., Bridgeport, Connecticut. Every city, small or large you can think of, wanted a chapter of the Black Panther Party.
There's no question that the Panthers were provocative, but there's also no question that law enforcement exaggerated the threat they posed and overreacted.
Do you feel the nation is in trouble?
I think very definitely it is.
Well, what is the answer?
The answer is vigorous law enforcement.
That's the only answer?
That's the only answer.
How about justice? You hear a lot about justice with law enforcement.
Justice is merely incidental to law and order.
FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover today asserted that the Black Panthers represent the greatest internal threat to the nation. Hoover said the Panthers have perpetrated numerous assaults on police and have engaged in violent confrontations throughout the country.
When Hoover identified the Black Panther Party as the #1 threat to the national security of the United States at a time when they're fighting in Vietnam, you know, of course that was crazy, but it was politically very effective. And it says to law enforcement at the local level, we can take the gloves off now. We don't have to respect the civil liberties, and we can go after them with everything we got.
Police say there was sniper fire throughout the early morning hours, so they moved in cautiously.
Police and Black Panthers clash in Houston, New Orleans, and other cities.
The Black Panther police shootout
In the pre-dawn hours in Chicago today, police and Negroes fought a pitched battle.
Obviously, we are nowhere near this today. In fact, we may be at a transformative moment. People of all ages and races are recognizing the problems with policing in Black communities and are protesting.
Can't take it no more! Can't take it no more! Can't take it no more!
Attention, this is the police department.
Now, there is a chance for real change. But police departments and political leaders must not overreact as they did 50 years ago. They need to listen.
When I say no, you say violence. No.
Violence!
No.
Violence!
When I say no, you say violence. No.
Violence!
No.
Violence!
No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
Show starts in 8 minutes. Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. Promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! Show starts in 7 minutes.
It's refreshment time, folks.
Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on. Taste that beats the others cold. Pepsi pours it on.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now. Show starts in 6 minutes.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Oh, there are nice
suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Faith, and there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Show starts in 5 minutes.
We're happy to have you with us this evening and want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here. And while you relax and stretch, visit our concession where you'll find something to please you. There are ice-cold drinks, delicious sandwiches, ice cream, coffee and snacks, and many other pleasing treats. Our foods are fresh and tasty, our drinks satisfying and refreshing. They're so good.
You get more out of life when you go out to a movie.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Visit our snack bar and treat yourself to some delicious Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches. Cook the Castleberry way, slowly over open pits of glowing charcoal, then seasoned with a sauce that's zesty, yet delightfully mild to please the entire family. Also at the snack bar, you'll find popcorn and soft drinks and candy and French fries to go with your Castleberry's barbecue sandwiches. There's plenty of time before the movie starts, so visit our snack bar right now for Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches.
Still plenty of time to come and be served at the refreshment center before showtime.
Show starts in 3 minutes. Show starts in 2 minutes.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Please remember to replace the speaker on the post when you leave the theater.
And now, on with the show.
Oh, hello and welcome
welcome to the stream. I am Devin Z. Brooks, and I am so glad that you guys are all here. Thank you so much for being here for our in real life people that you guys can't see on the stream right now, because right now you're only looking at me back in the booth. The point is, we've got a bunch of stuff. Thank you so much to Real Tasty Media and Nick and the entire crew for coming out and sharing this night with us. Boy, howdy, are we so glad that we get to do this right now. We've got the Tribe Foundation. Look for the link. Please do donate to the thing. This is a free stream. You've got the idea. So without too much further ado, let's get on with the show. Yes? Yes.
Mama told me die a soldier. Get this money, never fold up. Never say I never told you. Never say I never told ya. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. Told that little bit of cat to walk, and I told that hoe to catch the ground. Took the hoe to the hotel. You can get what she catching now. Had my little bit from back of town. I ain't buy shoes, so she acting now. Been a bitch and never pay a rent. Couple thousand, how my day was spent. Real rugged, just the way it get. Real rugged, boy, I play to win. Niggas flashing guns on Instagram. Little nigga, you ain't saying shit. Crime family, my blood, want it. No affiliation, want it. Fuck with me, I get you touched, want it. They gon' do it for the rush, bro. Down south, feeling buzz. Overseas, showing love. I need a fucking world tour. All these foreign hoes on my nuts. I'm a motherfucking rock star. I don't know what you thought I was. If you ever get your chain snatched, nah, nigga, don't be calling us. Mama told me die a soldier. Get this money, never fold up. Never say I never told you. Never say I never told ya. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. Mama told me die a soldier. Get this money, never fold up. Never say I never told you. Never say I never told ya. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. I'm a young hustler. Hey. Hustler. Hey. I'm a young hustler. Go get your numbers up. Bitches, they loving us. Niggas can't fuck with us. You let him front you to work, then he robbed you. That's a double up. No, you can't take the heat. You just stay the fuck up by the streets. Middle finger to police until they free Big Meat. And all the real OGs, they just trying to feed they seat. She popping pills, gotta geek. Say she from the Upper East, but she got love for the streets. Yeah, she just wanna be a freak. So I'm sharing all my hoes, never sharing all my clothes. Said I ain't lucky I was chose. Said I ain't lucky I was chose. You fuck around, get exposed. All that dry stitching on the low. Got the car full of smoke. I'm still in the waters, let them know. Mama told me die a soldier. Get this money, never fold up. Never say I never told you. Never say I never told ya. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. Mama told me die a soldier. Get this money, never fold up. Never say I never told you. Never say I never told ya. I'm a young hustler. Hustler. I'm a young hustler. Hustler.
Still pending.
என்ன என்ன வார்த்தைகளோ சின்ன விழி பார்வையிலே சொல்லி சொல்லி முடித்து விட்டேன் சொன்ன கதை புரியவில்லை என்ன என்ன வார்த்தைகளோ சின்ன விழி பார்வையிலே சொல்லி சொல்லி முடித்து விட்டேன் சொன்ன கதை புரியவில்லை உன்னைத்தான் கண்டு சிரித்தேன் நெஞ்சில் ஏதோ ஏதோ நினைத்தேன் உன்னைத்தான் கண்டு சிரித்தேன் நெஞ்சில் ஏதோ ஏதோ நினைத்தேன் எண்ணித்தான் எண்ணி துடித்தேன் எண்ணம் ஏனோ ஏனோ வளர்த்தேன் பெண்மை பூவாகுமா இல்லை நாளாகுமா இது தேரோடு பாலாகுமா என்ன என்ன வார்த்தைகளோ சின்ன விழி பார்வையிலே சொல்லி சொல்லி முடித்து விட்டேன் சொன்ன கதை புரியவில்லை என்ன என்ன வார்த்தைகளோ சின்ன விழி பார்வையிலே சொல்லி சொல்லி முடித்து விட்டேன் சொன்ன கதை புரியவில்லை
Jimmy here. Are you always tired of mainstream media telling you how to think? How about them dang reporters always poking their nose at someone else's business? Well, I could just grab them by the neck and tell them, get out of my life! Don't tell me what to do! I don't trust you! Well, if you're anything like me, Jimmy D. Pocket Smith, you're tired of all these journalists hooting and hollering. I tell you what, I got so sick of it one day I decided, you know what? Bam! I decided to make the news myself. Jimmy D's Light and Liberty News from the PublicCentral.com came to be. We got celebrity news. We got political news. We got news that will convince the Pope himself the world is flat. You name it, we got all the news that won't only confirm your radical rumor and plain false ideas and make you sound a whole heck of a lot smarter. We Americans don't care about the facts no more. All we care about is winning. And I tell you what, here at Jimmy D's Enlightened Liberty News for the publiccentral.com, we gonna win. And for a small membership fee of $39.99, you could be winning too. Why get your news from them yuppies actually study media, who have journalistic integrity, aimed to inform the public in an unbiased manner? Bunch of commies, if you ask me. Visit our website or call this number here to sign up today. For a limited time only, we also have the hottest celebrity bathroom photos aimed at 10 world's largest pimples being popped. And no, I am not talking about Sarah Palin. Don't let the media trick you. Why let them do all the thinking when they ain't patriots like you and me?
We'll mute that, and we're back up and on, and we are live back into the studio here. Hello and welcome back. We've got a whole bunch more stuff, and right now we've got something a little special. We're going to get out of my cam, and we're going to let you see the room, and we've got a panel of people up on the stage, and now we're going to jump into Abby Cam if you are ready to go on Gooba. Yeah. And here we go into You Are Live, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Devin. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. I hope you have enjoyed the content so far. It was a selection of a lot of different content kind of involved with everybody on our team here. So Owen and Nick were at least firsthand responsible for a lot of the content you saw tonight. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Anybody else, if you'd like to talk to some content, Nick?
Yeah, I just want to shout out the person that gave us the thumbs down on the video. Right out the gate, we got one dislike. Love it. I love that we're drawing that emotion out of people. What's up, Mom? What's up? My dad was probably the one that disliked it, to be honest with you. But shouts out Abby Weiss for being in the comments, blowing up the comments. We see you. Appreciate you. Have an awesome Abby Weiss, Monty C, Deuce, and Greg Sweeney collab coming up later. And yeah, thank you for everybody for giving us your time on your Friday. I know times are weird right now, and we wish that you all could be here in the room with us having this experience. But we know with the situation that we're in as a world, we can't do that. So we thought we would have a little fun with it and do a stream. We all worked very hard on getting this night together. Everybody behind the cameras right now, everybody up on stage. And so I know we're all just grateful for currently have 43 people, 42 now. So I know some of you are in groups, and I just want to say so grateful for all you guys checking in. We have an awesome night of content leading up to the premiere of our short film, One Nation, and it should be a good time. We're all having as much fun as we can here with the few people that we could have in person. So yeah, does anybody else have any words? I know Owen Hopper does.
Yeah, sure. Hello. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's very humbling to be in a room with so many amazing creatives, on stage with so many awesome people. It's humbling to be a part of this. Make sure you get to the link and you donate, you know, it's a really good cause, something we all believe in, something we wanted to do. It's a big part of what this night's about. So make sure you hit the link and donate. And thank you to Urban for doing all this stuff. One of the best bars, if not the best bar. Let's go with the best bar. Definitely the best brewery. Definitely the best brewery in Wycott Corner. Definitely the best brewery in Cincinnati. We're really grateful of Devin and his team of all they're doing. So thanks to everybody.
Fabio Souza over there on the microphone. Dream man.
What up? What up?
Any words?
Thank you all for tuning in. Get that camera off me, please.
Yeah. That's right. That's the legendary Fabio Souza in this piece. Thank you for everybody in the comments right now, and literally the viewers are going up, and we're so grateful for that. Please keep blowing that up. We'll all try to be as responsive as possible. Just to talk a little bit about that first block of content, a lot of that was the evening with Real Tasty Media. A dear friend of mine, collaborator, and spirit guide, Christian Hardy, that was some of his content straight out of New Orleans, actually. So we thought we would diversify the content a little bit with someone who's inspired me as a creative throughout the few years that I've known him. And so all of his pieces are some of the stuff that he created down in NOLA, which I found interesting and thought necessary to screen because you can see the difference in artistic expression in the things that we made up here in Cincinnati and the things he was doing down in NOLA. It's just, you can't find that kind of content around here. I'm sure people are doing similar things, but like you see that and you're like, wow, that's NOLA. And that's just, you know, one thing I love about that man is he's Mr. Tasty, and he's inspired me so much, and I'm just such a huge fan of his work, so it only made sense to sprinkle his content throughout the night. But anyways, without further ado, we'll get back to some more content. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please donate if you can. That QR code, for those that don't know, all you have to do is pull out the camera on your phone. You scan it with your phone just as if you were taking a picture. Don't even take a picture. A URL will come up, and that will take you to the GoFundMe to donate to the Tri Foundation, which is an awesome boots-on-the-ground foundation doing so much for the Cincinnati community, for those in need, and offering a lot of programs for children that can really benefit from the things that they're doing. And I just really urge you to donate. It would mean so much to all of us. And yeah, so without any further ado, we're going to go on to our next block of content. And thank you so much. Devin, take it away, man.
All right, we're rolling it. We're rolling.
$100 million tons of debris and waste. A human footprint as big as a continent.
Because only a fool puts his trust in human nature? Okay. Plastic water bottles, garbage. You will eat and survive. You hog everything. She said she liked to party. You're stuck.
That sounds great. Let's see if he wants to get on.
Isn't it totally awkward shit?
Ramani.
Debating if I want to post it. Because I'm like, oh, I don't want people like to see it. He's got such a religious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like religious, like.
I can hear you clearly.
recording on that.
Oh, shit.
See that right hand word?
Look, rivers crying, dreaming of a different star. If I had a planet I could take, it would be Venus, cause I think Mars is too far. Should I planet Earth? Living for a dream, trying to live my next life, if you know what I mean. If I can't find it, I lay my foot to the ground. I came up from the roots, bound to the ground. I know sometimes the trees are falling, but I'm just hanging off a branch and hopefully popping up the things that I really need. I'm truly an ant, holding things at 2 times of my size if I can. I know sometimes it's hard for us to understand without a plan, and if we just don't manifest these things, we don't understand. I guess I'm only stressing what it is in my mind. Shit, I'm only giving you great fruits at a time. Look, the fruits of the loom is my labor. I know that I just gotta be a savior. Sometimes we just only want to favor them people in the industry who they just always cater to. I know I'm not in that line. Shit, I'm only rolling through my lane. Shit, Highway 75 is different when you understand you going through some pain. Like,
I ain't never got no handouts. Tryna make sure this shit planned out from beginning. Need a tan now. I've been fire, I've been flame, I've been never ending. I ain't never finished. Yeah, only thing I'm concerned is winning. Double dub, live it up. This is crazy life, it's like a drug. Yeah, I've been going over. Young and living, so la vida loca. I don't got no time to take them over. This is crazy, I've been really on the snow, and I've been plotting my escape since the super soakers. Who can know us? Who can get up in it? Who can show us? Who can got the pathways? Who can really grow up? Young man, 30 years old, gotta grow up. But I never ever grow up, cause I'm really all up Peter Pan. They ain't got no time to see the man. They ain't see the inner, see the man's. They ain't playing on. These other people don't have to plan, mom. Damn, mom, I got rich without no skin showing. Yeah, it ain't no skimming on me. Ain't no plan, ain't no planet, homie. Freestyle off the planet, homie. Put me inside of the race, I can make sense. Making money cause I made deals. We can play it if they ain't this. People can't think like we think cause they ain't dense. They ain't thick, they not this. They not on the time I rent. The money I spent, I could've paid rent. But I been in those studio time. Just pursuing my rhyme, just pursuing my grind. Just been moving in time, my thoughts moving in line. Been taking this on, my people don't know. I telling these niggas, I say, damn, I'm just really dreaming a man now. Trying to make sure all this shit look planned out. Got my standouts. Outstanding, I'm just hoping that this stand out. Do you hear me? Do you? Planned out, yeah. Making sure this shit look planned out. Do you hear me? Cause I'm the man now.
Yeah. See, I'm the man now. Rolling through these waters, I can blend out. Everything I've got, I can't stand out. out, holding to this motion, trying to figure out if I'm just heating or caution. I go wherever they say, but shit, I can't grow where they wanna play, but see, I can't flow where they wanna stay, cause I've been washing through these motions and I'm heating with caution. I gotta plant my feet right. If you don't hear me, I don't know if I can see right. If they can't breathe me, yo, I know I can't breathe right. Harder than contain, it's hard for me to understand when you not inside this lane. I'm listening to colors and listening to brothers and listening to sisters and listening to others, and we just shopping through this world like we shop at Kroger's, and we getting miscellaneous shit with no stovers. Man, I feel like I'm over here, I'm cooking on the stove, and I'm only trying to work out what it is that I know. If you don't understand, then you really gotta go, and I'm trying to comprehend what it is that you show. See, family is one thing and friends are another. If you don't understand your circle, man, you're not each other. I swear to God, we gotta understand it before we lose. If you don't understand it's poverty structure, then we approve. See, that's just the instrument, it's backwards when we try to fix it. We look back into these moments, realize and miss it. And see, I have the mission, I have my intuition. Learning my ambition is different when you start to miss it. And we mention all of these things in our heads. If we realize what it is and we can make it clear, I understand what I gotta do and I am near. Heavy fallacy for the faculty, it just never here. We listen to these teachers and we listen to these preachers. We don't understand these moments and then we try to reach it. I've been so far away from my hand, I've been trying to understand this shit, but I still can't plan. I only got $1,000 in my pocket, and now I'm trying to figure out as I open my wallet, if I'm not excused by these things I can't move, how else can I groove inside these moments that we prove? I don't know if I lose any things that I got, but I'm right here. I'ma let the chorus speak for me, as I just let it clear. I said I gotta move out, cause I know that I am here. I'ma let the chorus speak for me, cause it's just very clear like,
oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Do you really hear me clearly? Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you really hear me clearly? Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you really hear me clearly? Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you really hear me? First of the, I work up, I heard so much of myself been opened up. I don't feel I'm close enough. Yeah, close is not close enough. Man, I gotta make my mark. Make sure I premiere with art. These people ain't I make no start. They don't wanna see me mark, set, go. Yeah, I've been copying this shit for like the get-go. Been ensuring this shit for like the get-go. Close ties, they don't understand it. This shit both sides, don't try. I've been living to my moment and I won't try. The only goal list on my line was really don't die. If I don't die, I'm successful. The next dude, problem child out of the test tube. Let's move. And been crazy since Crush Groove. I don't know exactly what my news is. I must move faster than happy feet, faster than apathy. I've been living through all this motions and apathy hurt. Every time I can make work, they told me go and get a job like a jerk. But I said unemployed the way I'm gonna work. I employ myself, make sure my empire is stable. They hate you, but either way they can't say they made you. This is crazy, great, this not a fable. They ain't hear me. Do you hear me clearly?
Yeah, do you hear me clearly? Say, do you hear me clearly? Yeah, do you hear me clearly? Yeah, I say, can you hear me clearly? Say, can you hear me clearly? I say, can you hear me clearly? I say, can you hear me clearly? The masses move different. We on a stand trying to get this President Trump out of the fucking band. Whatever he's playing ain't the way that we playing. And these instruments that they talk about, they ain't the same. And I'm only stuttering cause I have a trust within myself. And it's hard for understand what I want. But if he doesn't know what he wants, then we as a people don't know where to walk or stand, and we lose what we want. I swear the trust only goes. It's a double-sided sword. If you understand his tongue, then you can understand his words. And you can can understand these slurs, and you can understand these slurs when you just repetition everything you got, you make it work. Man, I'm stuck inside this cord, and I'm tangled in the prophecy. I'm living for this life that I'm living. Like it's a part of me, I swear. This pottery is different when you honor it, but sometimes we twisting and work it to numbers lottery. Like I'm trying to work my lottery if they can honor it, but sometimes we question what we want, like we forgot what it means. Even though my father is exactly, I feel like what I'm doing right now, I know he's glad he's gonna be the one who says that I'm doing my right. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do by the end of the night, instead of sitting on the couch and being lazy and making up excuses from everything and not paying for my bills. But I am, and that's why he is proud, because I'm making sure that I just work myself within this crowd. If they don't understand these motions I'm going through, I'm down, but I feel like when I speak up, I know that I'm allowed. See, I go through insecurities in my life, it's so insane, but sometimes the light comes back and gives me different flames, so I go into the grain. Hopefully I reach the soil when the shit goes back down, and hopefully it's never spoiled, but I'm only stressing out, and hopefully you hear it. I've been feeling good, but hopefully it's clearly what I'm talking about. But if you cannot hear me, maybe you just must get close and come near me. Yeah. Hopefully you hear me clearly. Yeah.
Hey, that was hard.
Yeah. Hopefully you hear me clearly. Yeah, nigga, look now, like, hopefully you hear me clearly. Say, hopefully you hear me. I just want you to know right now that I am near thee. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let it breathe.
Hey, Critic, we're off. Hey, we're off. Hey, that was a jam.
Abby with the shit. Abby with the shits though. Yeah,
Hey,
no,
that was
fire.
lit.
That was fire. No, that was fire.
We was going wherever
Yeah.
you was going. We was going wherever you was going. Nah, that was fire.
Yeah, that was lit.
I always had a vision of coming through ruthless and sipping, twisting up that sticky, just putting on for my city. I always had a vision of coming through ruthless and sipping, twisting up that sticky, putting on for my city, nigga. Watch when we come through, hey. Watch when we come through, hey. Watch when we come through, hey. Watch when we come through. I always had them visions of coming through ruthless and sipping, twisting up that sticky, just putting on for my city. It's really not a problem. I'm smoking, my green is gobbling, I'm rolling. I hope you mobbing, been chosen to get it poppin'. And now the party's popping like shorty twerking and rocking. I was just like you with lint falling out my wallet, but now my music banging. I'm repping with all my partners. New Orleans is the scene, got majors up on the roster, and I be looking clean, so clean, really so proper. I'm smoking at high school, I'm stuffing it in my locker. This music to ride to, while all blades be chopping. Them JBCs banging, I'm hoping and wishing, thinking that I'ma hit the boulevard so hard that bitch might break kicking too. I'ma hit that switch, that flick, and make that wind take off that roof.
And I'm coming down with surround, banging on that screw. What it do?
I always had a vision of coming through ruthless and sipping, twisting up that sticky, just putting on for my city. I always had a vision of coming through ruthless and sipping, twisting up that sticky, putting on for my city, nigga. Watch when we come through, hey. Watch when we come through, hey. Watch when we come through, hey. Watch when we come through.
What up, tribe? Want to give a huge shout out to Nick, Devin, Josh, all the Radio Artifact, and everybody who has something to do with One Nation. We appreciate y'all always looking out for us to figure out ways to donate. Make sure that y'all tuning in. We'll definitely be tuning in tonight, and catch up with us on Sunday for potluck.
What's going on, everyone? This is Peace from Tribe Foundation checking in. Wanting to thank One Nation for bringing us along on this amazing documentary that they have, and just allowing this artivism work that we do to continue. Because it can't happen without these partnerships. It can't happen without the donations. We have Saturdays that we are doing our urban gardening programming. It's called Tribe Works. And we also have the potluck for the people. So it'll be very good to see you on Sunday. Bring a dish or just bring yourselves with good energy. Volunteers are always needed, and enjoy this great movie. Thank you once again.
Thanks, y'all, for all your help. It means so much to us. We really appreciate it.
On behalf of the board of Tribe Foundation, I want to extend a huge thank you for being allies and telling our story, for this amazing fundraising effort, which will allow us to continue to empower people, to be a light in our community, and to be the change that we want to see. Thank you. Asante Sana.
We're proud of all the work you guys have put into the One Nation documentary, and we can't thank you enough for the constant love and support of Tribe and our community.
Oh, and we are back. Hello and welcome back. I can't say enough how much I absolutely love the Tribe Foundation. They've got nothing but positive. I am constantly just speechless and overwhelmed and impressed by the amount of work that they really do. They do so much for the community constantly. Thank you to the Tribe Foundation. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you guys are doing. Thank you guys to One Nation. We're going to go ahead and kick this up into Abby Cam. Back to it if you would like to take the floor up there. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Devin, and thank you to everybody at the Tribe Foundation as well. Siri, Peace, everybody else. It was great to get some very last-minute submission videos from you guys. Really glad you could pull through for us and to help to put a face to the name of what the night is for and our beneficiary. I thought the last block of content was really awesome. It's really cool to me just being in, admiring and appreciating music to see the improvisational, build of something so creative and organic right in the spot. The piece that with Abby Weiss and Monty and Deuce. So I thought it was really great. So
if we can get closer to the mics.
Closer to the mics?
Closer to the mics.
How does that sound?
That's better.
Is it better?
Just say it all.
Yes.
Do I have to say all of it again?
Yeah.
That was a lot. All right.
What do the people have to say?
Thank you, Tribe. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you guys heard most of what I said the first time. If not, that's okay. Nick will fill in the blanks for me here. So I'm going to pass it to Nick with some amazing words.
NickSchultzMedia.com. Well, hopefully you heard what writer and director Josh Cooper just said, because it was absolutely beautiful, and I don't know if I could top that. But yeah, just also wanted to echo how grateful we are for the Tribe Foundation and the things that they're doing and all of the awesome programs that they are starting. I love the fact that they're this boots on the ground, grassroots, just community entity that it's when I think about how I would want to spend my time and how I want to donate my time, it would definitely be towards, you know, such a local program like the Tribe Foundation. But before I have a few things to say, I just wanted to thank all the people that have donated so far, which it's been a decent amount. And for that, like, I'm just really blown away by everyone's participation so far. Shouts out to Doreen Watt, Sarah Drabick. If it wasn't for you, Sarah Drabick, I hope you're listening right now. I would not know what the heck I'm doing.
Sarah Drabick.
Shouts out Sarah Drabick. She was a professor of mine at NKU in the electronic media broadcasting program and changed my life. Shouts out Taylor Hughes, as always, Mallory Martz, Anonymous, Paul Carr, director and writer of Empire, film we worked on, Bridget Barba, shouts out to you. I love that you're watching. Another Anonymous fan, Lydia Ludwig, and Scott, the man. But thank you guys so much. If you guys could keep, I know some of you are watching, maybe haven't donated yet. If you could scan the QR code, I'm sure there's a link somewhere. It'd be greatly appreciated. But before I keep on rambling, I wanted to have Deuces take the mic for a second. The brains behind that cipher that we just watched, which was a part of a longer segment that we made back in October for, I believe it was the Donuts and Alcohol stream. Was that what it was? You could take it away from that.
Yep, that project was called Secondhand Smoke. Nick was the videographer, and he had his team help me out with that as far as my project for it was a festival called, it was the big festival here called Overcast, yeah, thank you. But so first off, I want to say thank you, Nick. Truly appreciate you. Mr. Proper, he is definitely a one-of-a-kind man who knows how to he knows how to express his gratitude towards his comrades, and I really appreciate that. I also want to say thanks to his team and the things that they do, because they help him bring this type of content into fruition, and we're able to see these type of masterpieces that don't happen often in the city of Cincinnati. So it's a great space for us to continue working together and working and collaborating as artists, creatives, and, you know, whatever type of creativity that you do to bring ourselves up as a city into a foundation. And I also want to say shout out to Monty C for the firework, okay? Like, that's a legend in the city, so shout out to him, Abby Weiss and her boyfriend Greg. Shout out to the rest of the people, and I also want to say to make sure to, again, donate to Tribe Foundation. They are a family among us all, and they care about us all, and they fight the harder fight that we probably won't admit that we don't know how to do, and they know how to do that, and that's a hard fight. That, like, they deal with the hard fight that we have to sit there and go, yeah, you know, that's what I'm gonna do, but then we look back and we go, no, we're not gonna do that. Right. But they do that, so really appreciate them. Donate to them, please, because they are supporting more than just a community. They are supporting almost like a nation, if you really want to think about it. And I will give it back to whoever needs it after this. Owen Hopper.
All right, man. Yeah, really grateful to be a part of this whole night. Again, please, definitely donate. That's the biggest thing I would hope personally comes out of this. 2 pieces of mine were in that last block. Piece that's really close to my heart, featuring a really amazing local classical clarinetist in town. She's in the house tonight. Kate Kilgus, amazing musician, creative, visionary performer. She commissioned that piece last year, and immediately I approached Nick about making a short video accompaniment to that piece, and I think it really brought the whole thing full circle.
There's one thing I know about Owen Hopper. He loves nature. So
yeah,
he didn't give me any direction with that piece. He was like, he gave me the song, didn't even tell me the name of the song yet. And I was like, well, if I know Owen, he loves nature.
Yeah.
So that's just what I went with, and that's the piece that we have.
Yeah. The second piece is really a kind of a critique on modern society. something I feel, we're all addicted to our phones and digital content, digital media. I know I am, but I think a lot of my art is really about how we deal with those kind of issues, and where we're going to be a decade from now with those issues. And I know that's something that this film touches on as well. So it was very cool to have that piece in there. Yeah, I'm just really, really glad to be a part of this whole evening. Please donate. Absolutely, this is the biggest part of tonight, is make sure you donate. And I think next up is the film. So I hope you enjoy the film. It took us better part of a year to make this happen. The vision all began in the space you saw the video before, Red River Gorge, Kentucky. And since then, we've been kind of grinding on this. So really grateful for all the people here at Urban, and again, all the creatives involved with the whole night.
So one more thing, there has been some confusion on the film. It's actually not a documentary film. I know some of the Tribe, some of the members of Tribe, there could have been some confusion there. It's probably my fault for not explaining it more. It's actually a short narrative piece that we wrote, scripted, directed, got a crew for, and filmed in my apartment. Just like Owen said, it was a few days before the pandemic when we were all down at the gorge. It was about 2 days before you can even go down to Red River Gorge. They were like, you can't even go to the gorge. Yeah, it was that.
Closed.
They closed nature somehow. Didn't think it was possible, but they closed nature. They figured out a way to close down nature. So we were there right in the middle of that, and it was a rather gloomy day for obvious reasons. And Josh Cooper made a snide remark about me in my life. I was practicing yoga on the deck, and he was like, you know what, I would just write a sitcom about you. And it'd be a satire, which is my life.
I don't even remember that, but there must be so many that's why.
Right. So you probably didn't hear what he just said, but it was offensive. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't. I love this man so much. So we all decided that, you know what, let's use this downtime that we have to make a film. And that's what we did. And literally it took us, we filmed it in about 4 days, spread out across a month. And it took us about a year to edit it to get to the point where it is now. Original sound design, score, and music by Owen Hopper, the man you were just listening to. Written and directed by Josh Cooper. Cinematography and lighting by Fabio Souza, genius camera operator and director of photography. And I decided to take the reins as an actor for the first time in my life. So, and then I also edited the piece afterwards. But anyways, without further ado, I'd like to present you with One Nation.
Drinks are just dandy, the chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And the war is over. Into Market Street for the men and women of the city to celebrate. Up and down the street they parade, delirious with joy. For some of them have come to know the meaning of war. Grotesque and ugly in their influenza masks, the people of San Francisco celebrate. You've seen the signs they carry. Kaiser Wilhelm is Sweet William now. Who's afraid of the Huns? Some of them signs of hate, most of them just outpourings of a great joy. For this day, November 11th, 1918, marks the end of an era of hate and bloodshed and violence. It's the beginning of peace and goodwill on earth. And those who have not died in vain. They've died to make the world safe for democracy. They've swept to victory in the war to end war. And so San Francisco celebrates in 1918 because the war is over and there'll never be another.
law will continue to be enforced throughout the remainder of the quarantine. Only government-licensed citizens are permitted to be outside their designated living quarters. Anyone in violation of this edict will be subjected to forced admission to their living quarters. Can you tell us more about this decree, Betsy?
I sure can, Joseph. With the death toll rising over 2 million this past month.
Are you always tired of mainstream media telling you how to think? You name it, we got all the news that won't only confirm your radical rumor and plain false ideas and make you sound
It's interesting when you take a step back and look at the current state of life. People in this country look at other countries, like Russia, China, and North Korea, and think, wow, we're lucky not to be them. Democracy is only a word, without the structure to enforce it. The only difference between us and them is they're further along the same path we are. Orwell once said, "Power is not a means, it is an end." And time being how it is, all things move towards their end. So, our corporate-funded, democratic government suspends environmental regulations, elections, and the civil liberties of its citizens in the guise of safety, then the propaganda outlets tell us it's for our own good.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
And soon people grow to demand it. Please, please, Mr. President, take my vote away so I can feel safe again. Are those same politicians who granted themselves infallibility going to relinquish it at the end of the pandemic? No, that's the point. The pandemic never ends. The invisible enemy is always evolving, posing an unforeseen threat to society, a threat that doesn't exist in the form it's presented. Sometimes not at all. The war on drugs.
Today, there's a new epidemic. Smokable cocaine, otherwise known as crack.
The war on terror.
Terrorist enemies of our country hope to strike us with the most lethal weapons known to man.
And the biological war of a pandemic, all manufactured, all exploited. Therefore, there's only one logical outcome. Democracy will continue to be stripped and beaten until she is standing naked and bruised.
Government-issued rations will continue to be delivered weekly. All manufacturing operations outside of what is deemed necessary to maintain rations
You tell me,
have been discontinued.
what's the difference between a democracy
At this
and a
point,
dictatorship?
only water, food, alcohol, tobacco.
The usual leader of grain alcohol. Might not taste great, but man is it fucking effective. Woo! Good for more than just drinking. Wow, I got rigatoni noodles this week. Feel bad for all the other fuckers out there eating spaghetti. Ha! It appears that things are starting to look up. I'm going to be able to wipe my ass and shower this week. Certified unfair trade chocolate and coffee. Taste the human rights violations. Canned pork, cheese, and crackers. Holy shit, all I need is a bottle of wine to go with my charcuterie board. No pills for the second week in a row. I guess my prescription medication doesn't fall under the category of necessary reduction. Unfortunately, that's how it is in this country. Socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor. Working class people are not immune to basic human needs. Just because I am no longer receiving my pills doesn't mean I don't depend on them. Because I can only count on myself in this world, I must be my own savior. The only hope remaining is that my diligent work
can save my mind from certain demise. Today is day 348 of consecutive enforced quarantine. My symptoms came on strongly today, causing me to lose my balance and experience visual and auditory hallucinations. Fortunately, I was able to administer my medication quickly enough to stop from going into a full-blown episode. This was the closest I've come to falling into an episode since before I was diagnosed a decade ago. Sometimes I experience lucid dreaming to the point I cannot differentiate my dreams from reality. The dreams are often filled with terror. Maybe they are manifestations of my inner thoughts, or maybe a sign of further things to come. Regardless, if I want to continue living a semi-sane life, I must synthesize a compound that can mimic the effects of my medication. I began developing a synthesis last week when I feared my medication would no longer be delivered. Before one calculated attempt a day, out of supplies, out of
In other news, the state is working on a stimulus package to aid the burden of the quarantine. Can you fill us in on this, Joseph?
Absolutely, Betsy. The state will be cutting trillions of dollars in tax revenue for the wealthy people and corporations later this week. This will ultimately come back to benefit the working class in the form of job-based income. This seems like a great bill to get citizens back to work, Betsy. When money trickles down from the top, everybody wins. Has a poor person ever offered you a job? They only ask me for money.
Visions of progress. Creating a severance of the mind and soul. Stemming of fear. Progress. Not on a global level. That's far from my control. But internally. Brought on by a group affair. When set the parameters of change within reach, your impact makes a greater difference, which could then bleed into something grander. But never mind that. Keep your intent true. Any falsehoods will bring on ramifications punishable by death. Death by hellish fire that burns through the skin and surrounds the heart. Severance of the mind and soul. An intense pressure that causes blood to drip from the eyes. Only blinded will they then see the casualties of false upbringing stemming from accepting the invitation of fear.
We have much to be thankful for from administration for keeping us alive and well in these dire times. We still do not know how long this pandemic will ravage society, but there is no need for concern if we keep our unwavering faith in dear leader. In other news, the state is working on a stimulus package to aid the burden of the quarantine.
We're live.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the film. Thank you, Devin, for the a lot of the back and forth between the live and recorded. You've been doing a great job back there. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really hope you enjoyed it. Going back to what Nick was saying at the Gorge when he, Owen, and I were there, we were kind of talking about doing something that would be fun to honestly get me involved with things that they do, because they're very inherently talented, like like Nick
Josh
is an
Cooper,
amazing.
not so much.
I have hidden talents. Nick is an amazing editor. Owen with the music, just absolutely killed it, and Nick can act too. Who would have thought? But
not me.
It's like, all right, well, we are all friends. We want to do something, so what can I do? So I was like, yeah, I'll take a stab at writing. Let's see what it's like. So yeah, it was a lot of spitballing ideas back and forth and stuff, but it came to be really quickly, and 11 months of work for a 13.5-minute debut. But
here's the culmination of it.
Yeah, this is it. But it was a lot of fun. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Either way, that's great. Hope you felt something. Maybe put it in the comment section. That'd be cool too. Yeah, thank you to everybody who donated as well. Nick probably has the official updated numbers right now, but when we were looking, it was over $600 since the night started. So
that's right. Come on, let's get some love
awesome.
for that.
Thank you guys.
Over about $600. That's. I mean, if Cooper is an engineer, he can do math better than me. So if he says that, that's. I mean, gosh, so stoked on that. Literally. And I already know there's gonna be more coming in. So the fact that we were able to use our art, our craft to drive some sort of impact, to generate some kind of funds to go to this great cause is, I mean, it makes it all worth it. Owen Hopper, you have some things to say?
Yeah, just thanks again to everybody that was here to watch this whole thing. Thanks so much for anybody that donated. It was amazing a year to work on a project like this. I mean, we were all quarantined. Everyone went through COVID. And, it was amazing to have a group of people that I was making some of the best art I've ever made in my life with. Yeah, I mean, the scale of the thing was awesome, and it was a large undertaking, even though it was only 13-minute film. I mean, it's just like so much went into it, and it was amazing to watch Fabio. Amazing,
Fabio.
Yeah. I mean, amazing. Sure. These guys are all really pro.
One of the best DPs in the area.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick on the edit, and obviously Josh's wonderful writing. So it was amazing to just watch these people that I hang out and drink beer with make their art, and this is all what we do every day for a living. and doing it together was really awesome and inspiring. So.
Yeah, the journey of bringing this all together. Josh and I were at Bridges here in Northside shortly before this, just kind of eating and conversing. And we were talking about how important this film was to us, whether or not I personally feel like it is a societal, it is a political critique for sure. It is edgy. But I think it touches on concepts that can reach across both sides of the aisle. But if the things that you saw upset you, that's great. if you really enjoyed it, thank you so much. But at the end of the day, you can't deny that it's not a well done piece. Between Owen Hopper's sound design, the amount of work he put into that, I mean, he went above and beyond just to make sure that the sound of my shirt rubbing against a bed was right. Fabio always going above and beyond with literally everything he does. So, when I say he's one of the best DPs in the area, I mean that. Josh Cooper, engineer by trade, comes out of the woodwork.
It's his first piece.
It's his first piece. It's his first piece.
It's first piece.
It's true.
And he writes a short film. Well, he originally wanted to be an episodic series. He had 10 episodes of that in mind. And I had to get in his ear. I was like, all right, look, I love the vision here.
Yeah, we can't keep
but
up
realistically, we have $0 in this. We're using what we have in we're using the resources in my apartment, myself, and the gear that we have. And although I would love to do an episodic in the future, I think hopefully we can.
Every good project needs to have constraints, Like you got to have it reasonable. So
Right.
Nick definitely. Usually I'm the one grounding him and keeping him reining back in his crazy ideas and all right, bring it back. He did that for me this time.
60-40, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But one of the points that we touched on when we were just eating dinner before this was. During the downtime of the pandemic, it was obviously a really, really, really hard time for everybody, and personally put my whole life all my life decisions into questions, working in media and working in art. But I could always rely on working on this film and hanging out with these guys to literally just, sustain my mental health. At the end of the day, I had something to look forward to, and that was to work on this film. And if there's one thing I learned from the great mind of Paul Stamets, he once said that positivity breeds creativity, creativity breeds positivity, and it's an infinite cycle. So I was very fortunate to, although it is a darker film, be able to work on a piece of art with these amazing people. You guys mean so much to me, and I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me personally, it's obviously very inspired by the pandemic. That was in the most present and forefront way in all of our lives at that time, and still is today. To me, and I feel like for many of us, it was the first thing in my lifetime and many of our lifetimes that the entire world was experiencing at the same time. It was just kind of jarring walking through grocery stores and everything being silent, nobody saying anything, end of March when things started shutting down and they shut nature down and they shut, you can't go into restaurants, you can't go into bars, you can't do all the things you've been doing your whole life. It's just there's so many unknowns. It was such a scary, and I mean, it's scary being in the unknown and not being okay, I'm in a tunnel, but I don't know where the light is. I don't know where the other side is. And, although we're not necessarily out of that yet, we're still kind of at least figuring it out, and we're a little bit more comfortable in it now. But to write this was really therapeutic, and it was all the more, better and meaningful that I got to do it as an experience with people that I'm so close with. And, my family, I think they probably thought I was pulling their legs, that there was a movie coming, because it was just in the talks for so long. Just oh yeah, I'm working on a thing, I'm going to leave tonight, go to Nick's house, be back in whenever. And they're okay, so is there a movie? When is this movie going to happen? It's pretty short. Why is it taking so long? And yeah, we had hours of film for 13 minutes. That's what it takes. I learned that, I didn't know that before. But yeah, it was really meaningful, and I wanted to make something that would hopefully resonate with people in some way. I didn't want to make something that not necessarily feel good or something that everybody's gonna be like, oh, like everybody's gonna have it's a very like individual reaction in my opinion. And if I was to be a third party viewer, I think that 2 people watching in separate households are probably gonna have completely different emotions and feelings out of it, and that's kind of something we wanted to make.
While we're on the topic of the Coopers, shouts out Abby Cooper.
Yeah,
Josh's
absolutely.
sister, who is currently behind the camera that's on my face, who was the newscaster and narrating all of those horrific scenarios. Shouts out her, because she's standing 10 feet away from me.
Operating the camera now.
Operating the camera now, yeah. She came here thinking that she was just going to have
Why don't you turn it around for
a
us?
passive viewing
Put it to
experience.
work.
But no, we put her
Always.
on a camera.
Yep.
Anyways, so, does anybody else have anything to say? Anybody about this?
Fabio?
Donate to Tribe Foundation.
Donate to Tribe
Yes,
Foundation.
please,
So
please.
that bridges me to, thank you to the people that have continued to donate. We have a Miss Laura Cooper. Ooh, that's Mama Coop. Shouts out Mama Coop. Spencer Warner, Chris Schwartz, Johannes Becker.
All right.
Shouts out Johannes.
Yeah.
That's the man.
There we
man
go.
With the plan.
Thanks for watching.
Fresh from
There it
Germany.
is.
Madison Sloan. Shouts out Madison. Thank you for tuning in. Love you. And a very generous anonymous donor. So thank you guys so much for checking in and donating. Like I said, we raised, I think, about $600 if I'm doing the math right. And I'm sure there will be some more donations coming in. And honestly, didn't think it was even going to be that much. I think we reached the point of about 50 viewers all night. And I know there was multiple viewers, so that's just means
awesome.
the world for you guys checking in. Please donate. There's going to be another QR code for you to scan.
We
Once
get a
we're-
whole 3 minutes of nothing but QR codes, so there
Yeah,
is,
absolutely.
There was supposed to be some
If
sounds
you
by
have,
Owen Hopper.
if you have an
underneath
initiative
it,
to
but it didn't
donate, there's
export.
no excuse after this next QR code. This one's no
Yep.
joke. It's pretty serious.
Pretty serious. Yeah, and once again, Tribe Foundation, please,
Tribe.
boots on the ground, grassroots organization that is doing, just like Deuces says, the things we want to be doing that we're not doing, and they're doing the dirty work. And they have a lot of great programs going on.
Community gardens.
The community garden, I believe they said they had a community event based around that on Saturday, but I do know for a fact on Sundays. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty positive it's the last Sunday of every month they do the potluck for the people.
I checked the website. That is right.
Look at me being right.
You were right.
You're always
Right.
right.
Don't get used
That's
to it.
not true.
Except for when you're wrong.
That's true.
Yeah. When you're not wrong, you're right.
Potluck for the people, last Sunday of every month. Go to the Tribe Foundation website and learn more about that. I know in the future I will definitely be there. That just looks like an awesome program. If you can bring food or just your energy, like Peace said, I know that will be greatly appreciated. And at the end of the day, we're just so grateful we're able to use our time, our energy, and our art to do a little bit of good and drive impact. Because I know we all have a lot to say. We all feel a lot. We put so much work into this, and if that can make just even the slightest difference, it makes it all worth it. So,
For sure.
once again, thank you all for tuning in. It was an awesome night. We've all had just a great time.
Yeah. Yep.
Just watching things. There's not much of us here. We're all, big chilling. But we wish you were here with us. In the future, we will see you. We love you. And thank you for tuning in. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everybody for being here, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Radio Artifact, I guess. So that's what we're going to do, right?
That's right.